Committee of the Livingston County Board to order. Chuck, you call roll.
Carl Volz here.
Justin Gimbel.
Here.
Jason Bunning.
Here.
James Carley.
Present.
Marty Fannin. Stephen Lovell.
Here.
Paul Ritter.
Agenda look okay, everybody?
Perfect.
Motion by Carly,
Second.
second by Kimball. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes of the previous meeting.
Playing catch up, I actually read, so I will move to approve.
Okay, motion by Jason,
Second.
second by Carly. Did you say that?
Since I was it.
Oh, you were here, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the business is the intergovernmental agreement establishing the 911 joint authority. I looked it over, talked to Randy, made a few suggested changes, and asked for some additional information. So if you have it in front of you, on page 2, I asked Randy, and he got a date of December 4th, like in the second whereas. The December 4th should be in that blank spot. And then I'd ask him about, on page 4, the effective date. In fact, I got this from Alina, that the ordinance had been approved for the, whatever they call that, the requirement, required an ordinance, and that had been done back in, I think you said October?
October. Mm-hmm.
So we're okay there. So all we'll be doing tonight, if approved, is authorizing the chairman to sign it. In page 8, the signature is, there is no such thing as the mayor of Village of Dwight. He's the village president. They always call that person the mayor, but they're not the village president. So I asked that that be changed to village president. I think there was one more thing that I probably taken in. No, it's on page 20, 5.0.6. You okay there? It says it's the purchase with prior consideration of recommendations from the emergency communication director and the emergency communication. You don't need to be there twice. So I just crossed out the last one. And I think that was all, wasn't it, Randy?
Yep, I think that was gonna change the weed.
So it should read, it shouldn't have "and the emergency communications director" that you were saying. It should
Just say period.
just say it one. Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
just say
Okay,
one.
okay,
Yeah, we don't, there's not two of us.
okay. I didn't know if there was another person.
I will take 2 pages.
I heard it.
Yeah, it's a nice thing.
Nice one. Thank you.
Only 30. I think that's all it was. Nina, did you have anything?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are several things that we have, myself along with the treasurer and John Clemmer. We would like to meet with Randy Wittenberg tomorrow after the ETSB to review some of those items and get some clarification on some things. So we would ask that the committee recommend approval pending final review and attorney approval. Just to clarify, the agreement that the board approved in October was an intergovernmental agreement and included bylaws. The ordinance that was passed indicated that it gave authority to the county board chairman to sign any documents to effectuate the clause of that agreement, which would include this. However, there are significant changes that I really thought the board should at least view and approve again. So we will forward this to the full board for approval this month. But there are some things that really do need to be looked at before we give it final approval, so.
Yeah, and to clarify some of those changes, what happened was is when we originally got into this document, it was originally written by our state's attorney. And we didn't feel comfortable as an organization that he had the expertise to write a document of this nature. So we hired our own attorney who had expertise in this, and he came up, it went from a 10-page document
Right.
into a 54-page document. So, but a lot of what he did was cut and paste from a document that he'd written for one of the ETSPs in the suburbs. So there are some things that Alina pointed out to me today and that we had discussions on already that do need to be changed. And also, just so you know, I mean, I think we're in total agreement, Alina and I, that there are some things in here that don't benefit either one of us that need to be taken out. So basically what we're gonna do tomorrow is meet and take those things out and then give it to the chairman. Let your attorney review it and move forward.
So if that's been approved already, we don't really need to take any action tonight?
You technically don't have to, but I really think that it's important that the full board does get an opportunity to review the document because it is so much different than the document that was sent to them in October.
And so you know, this document's been approved by all the cities involved. So the city of Pontiac's approved it, the city of Streeter's approved it, Dwight and Fairfield.
So if we make the
But
changes.
they're gonna
we need
change
to
it,
leave
so
it
how
back
can
to
it be
them?
approved?
I
think they mean it's a new one. It's been approved.
Their resolutions read the
I didn't
same.
bring it here then.
So basically, all of the participating members, they passed ordinances through their councils and boards that basically said, we're gonna approve this intergovernmental agreement, and in doing so, it gave their council or their village president or mayor or the county board chairman authorization to do everything else that was required in order to make this happen. And so that's how the document reads. But again, we did go from a 10-page document to a 54-page document. So, and some of the things that are in here, whether or not they remain in here or not, there are some significant changes. And if they remain in here, I'll point them out to the full board on Thursday.
We need to reconvene later.
No, you don't necessarily have to. I would just, if you would entertain the notion of just forwarding it to the full board for consideration, pending final attorney review and approval, that would be sufficient.
Can I make the motion?
So moved.
Motion by Justin? Pardon?
Second.
Second McCarthy.
Is there gonna
Any
be
further discussion?
I'm
All
not
in
a
favor,
committee
say aye.
member, but I wanted to I just wanna ask a question. And that is there any change in here that would have any impact on budgets?
Not on your budget,
Unless you chose to get out.
unless you chose to get out, then it would have an impact on your budget.
The exit fees are,
Well, there wouldn't be an exit fee, but you
They'd
would
change
be back in the dispatch business.
yeah.
Actually, there is an exit fee.
Is there an exit fee?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't signed the agreement.
No, we're not gonna sign that either.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that part out.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just quick on page 16, you got December 1st as a date, you wanna change that to February 1st or whatever it's gonna be. Make sure to catch that date in there.
Well, I think we'll make that decision tomorrow based on where we're at.
Yeah.
What's gonna be done.
December 1st, but December 1st is kind of gone. so
Well,
that's
I
why-
understand,
yeah.
but we may have to
That's
actually
fine.
change that
Just
tomorrow.
make sure you get that date in there, I don't think anybody caught that. Top of page 16.
Okay. Second item was the extension moratorium. Chuck asked me to put that on the agenda, so I'll leave it up to him to explain the reason behind moratorium.
Sure. The reason behind this is that since moratoriums with text amendments, they take a long time to process. In this particular case, if you as a committee or the county board decide to consider the option of extending the moratorium, you'd be this month approving a text amendment for all practical purposes. That we'd be authorizing for a legal notice and for the zoning board to conduct a hearing in January in regards to extending the moratorium on special uses for wind energy conversion systems. And then in February, when it'd be your time as a county board or committee to act on it, you'd have that option there to say, okay, we're ready to move forward with the text amendment, or so therefore we no longer need this moratorium extension, so you could deny the moratorium extension at that point in time, or something goes along where you're reviewing the wind energy text amendments that you feel you need more time in order to do that, then you may want to extend the moratorium at that point in time so you have it. So my point tonight is just to give you that option, that you have it out there. If you have that option available to you in February, you need that to start that process in December, so that we can go through the hearing process before the zoning board. So the zoning board will hopefully conclude and make their recommendation to the committee and to the county board when we meet a week from tonight. It'll be on December 20th at 7:30 p.m. It's hoped that they'll be making their final recommendation at that point in time. It's being under final draft at this point in time.
If not, then when, Chuck?
I don't know.
Don't have any big schedule.
That's the only date that's on our schedule at this point in time, so that's what I'm looking for, so. And then, so the committee would have this before them, I'm assuming since we're running into holidays and so forth, that, you know, from the first of the year up and through February, how you're gonna review everything is up to you as a committee and as a county board, how you wanna move forward with that, but those things will need to be discussed in the time in order to go through it, needs to be taken too, so. I'm just saying that if you're looking at doing this and want to make sure that you have enough time, you know, when February gets there, that you have this as an option to at least address the issue at that point in time. You don't have to approve it, you can deny it in February, but at least it's on the table. And I have no idea as to how long you want to have this extended. If you want to extend it for a month or 2 months or 3 months, just remember that if you're ever going to extend it again, you need 2 months, 10 weeks in order to process it through the legal matter with legal notices and hearings and reviews and so forth like that, so.
If they come to a final decision on December 20th, 30 days, we've already passed our January board meeting, correct?
Correct.
Can we call a special board meeting?
Yes, but it costs you to do that.
It costs us $2,500 to have a special board meeting.
Approximately.
But I think that before we have a special board meeting, it would have to come back to the committee. And because the committee's gonna, having attended that meeting the other night, the zoning board of appeals meeting, they've changed so many things that it's gonna take this committee quite a while to go through and review all of those changes. Because they've made a lot of changes. So that December 20th meeting, even if they do approve it and it comes back to us, I'm saying us being the ag committee, I don't think it should come back to the board, because there are many changes, and most of them were credited to the UCLC for those changes. So these.
But they recessed last Tuesday to reconvene on the 20th.
Right.
After they get the changes that were brought forth last Tuesday, they have the opportunity to look at them, go through them again on the 20th, and hopefully make a decision then.
Right. But when you said, I thought you said that they would be sending it to the board.
Well, I mean, it's gotta have 30 days. I mean, we can as a
committee, you can
as a
review
committee,
them
we
in
can
January if
review.
you're done.
The 30 days has nothing to do with the committee, does it?
No.
It's a vote from the full board.
Correct.
Right. So I think, it's gonna take a couple committee meetings to get through all that.
Well, you could have special meetings if the ag and zoning needed it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a little different than a
Full board.
Yeah,
board.
ad hoc meetings,
Oh, you can just, yeah,
type, yeah.
can review.
Well, much work and effort and time has gone into this. I'd hate to cut our foot off this close to the end of the finish line. I moved to extend it for 3 months with the intention of not using the whole 3-month extension, but so we can finish the job right that we've started and
This
go
more,
through it good instead of real quick and
Not shortcut
half-assed.
it.
Yeah.
I second that.
Okay, motion by Justin, second by Jim. Any further discussion?
Can I ask a question?
Sure, John.
What are the dates we're talking, I forget all the dates.
Which date you need, John?
It
The
expires,
current one?
the current one expires on February 28th, so. Should be 3 months,
Okay, that's all I need.
okay?
Is that the other date you needed? All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Other businesses needed.
Okay, I handed out to you this evening is the treasurer's report that you handed to me earlier this evening in regards to the host funds that have received. I didn't give you a full report since this is kind of a quick meeting, I guess. Just note that they did give the host fees last month that came in were $365,746.28. Slightly lower than the few months prior to that, but they're going into their less garbage season because the weather gets colder, they don't have as much demolition and so forth, so the host fees always go down when the weather gets colder, so they're still pretty much in line and above what they've provided as in funds before.
Any questions over the treasury report? Do you want it explained any further? Okay, next item. Other issues, that's, I did that. Public comment. Yeah, we will. Let's fix them down here, number 5. Review and approval of bills. Got a bill from Deegan Associates for $65,2150.
Okay. I guess, just to kind of go over this a little bit, if you turn to the second page and some of the reasoning why it's maybe higher than past bills and some of the things before. Is that if you look over under the K-Colt subtotal, the second one down, there's a few things that happened in regards to landfill that kind of required a little bit more of an in-depth review of things going on at the landfill. So if you go clear over to the right-hand side with the activities that go along with that, first of all, Katie Colt, she's the one that looks at all the documents that we get copies of from the landfill, being myself and Deegan Associates also. If you look at that, if you go, well, there's some sigma odds that nothing significant, but if you go about the fourth one down, and then you see September gas data, then you see Livingston landfill gas data, and then you see several gas data issues that are going down through there. She's the one that takes the information that comes from the gas wells in those reports and puts them in there. So that took a considerable amount of time because of some of the things that goes on there, and she actually creates a color-coded map as to the areas of where those reports are coming on and coming in. So that's one of the reasons why that came into effect there. And then below that, you see that there's 4 areas for the Livingston permit renewal for the, basically for the permit that they have for operating the landfill out there, the GIA. I had some questions in regards to that, and that there are some details in that in regards to the leachate and how they handle leachates and leachate levels that were kind of engineering technical above my head. I had to bring it down out of real scientific stuff and bring it down to the layman's category, and that was part of that review was for them to do that, look it over and see exactly what was going on, and they could, you know, work with that. And then there's a couple, both Rory and Gary attended the meeting we had in regards to that, some more gas stuff. The second thing from the bottom in regards to hers is the Hoosier permit. The Hoosier is kind of a continuation over the last couple of years. The Hoosier is the company that's operating the landfill gas to electricity or power unit out there. And they're seeking to change their air permit with the IEPA. And they're getting closer to doing that. And what she was looking at is the possibility of the draft permit that'll be published and move forward with that. It's gonna be out there, so she's kind of reviewing that as a moving forward in regards to Hoosier. So there were a few things that kind of came up within that month period of time that were slightly unusual and more data than we generally get on a monthly basis, and that's kind of what ran up the cost.
Now, these are like a one-time, once per year charge?
Well, some of them are. I mean, the gas data comes in on a monthly basis, but every once in a while there's something on it and they just take a closer look at it. I mean, it's got temperatures and oxygen and carbon monoxide and stuff like that on it. So there's it's a large table, a lot of things on it. So we look at a lot of different things on it. She plots the areas where it's significance, things to keep monitoring. There's really nothing of significance, but there's areas that we like to keep monitoring.
Yeah, look on the front cover sheet here, the potential invoice, and it says September 29th through November 11th. So there's really no rhyme or reason for the billings. It is when you use it.
No, there's no real rhyme or reason.
Okay. I didn't know if it was monthly or quarterly.
Sometimes it goes through 2 or 3 or 4 months without that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have never seen them before, I don't think. Her report.
Well, you can see it, I mean, it's always attached.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never came out as far as you explained it.
Okay.
So I thought maybe that's one time, once a year. Okay. Motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Motion by Jason. Second by Steve Lovell.
Second.
We'll get your name on there somewhere, Steve.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Move to adjourn.
Okay. So let's vote on this one first.
Oh,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to
adjourn.
second
I'll
by.
second that.
Oh, see, now he speaks.
Now he's on out.
That's the new guy, he's getting it.